How are you? Today we're going to talk about divine feminine's very important purpose of surrendering, dropping into inner union, and how this connects with yesterday's video around receiving results. Okay, so it's all going to kind of intertwine together. So when divine feminine is on her path, divine masculine has ignited her into her initiation, and she's going through her dark night of the soul and her purification process. She's also learning how to balance and harmonize her own internal masculine and feminine energies as a very important piece and part of being strong and stable enough to then receive her results of her transformation, transmuting all of the, or as much of the karmic energies as she can, transmuting that, embodying into more and more of her true essence and soul. And as she allows herself to receive the results deeper of all of the work that she has done, she then is available to share those results with the masculine or to signal to the masculine that it's now his time to go into his next steps and stages of his process. Okay. And what happens is, as divine feminine truly surrenders into that, focuses on her own internal union, what happens is the ways that the divine masculine was holding space to trigger the divine feminine, showing her all of the mirrors and places and spaces where she wasn't able to embody unconditional love or was here to transmute old toxic patterns or trauma bonds or karmic energies. And the divine masculine was holding that mirror for her so that she could transmute the energies in those ways. Okay. As divine feminine gets more and more comfortable with this process, she understands that this is part of her work and she's much more stabilized within it. And even though she may still be transmuting energies within herself or for the planet or in her connection, it's not throwing her off or destabilizing her like it did in the past. She has learned how to master and neutralize her emotions so that even if and when these types of triggers are coming up, she's able to transmute them much more stably and come back to that center stabilized point. This is also happening because she is now working much more in harmony with her own inner union, her own internal masculine and feminine energies and essences, which allows her to feel stable and safe and protected within her own essence, and at the same time able to create and flow and move in harmony. So many feminines are able to now process and then create pretty simultaneously, where in the past we may have needed way more time to process emotions. And now that process is happening where we're processing, we're more comfortable in it, and we're still able to move forward with new creations because we're doing both simultaneously. Okay, this also ignites to the masculine that he no longer needs to carry those karmic energies within him because he no longer needs to mirror those to the feminine. So once divine masculine receives the signal that divine feminine is more stable and solid and safe and neutral and able to harmonize within these energies much more of the time, this allows him to know, oh, boom, we're safe. Now I can start to transmute my karmic energies. I don't have to hold these patterns in that mirrored form for divine feminine anymore because she got it. She's working it. She's doing her thing. She's good. And now I can move to my next levels. I no longer have to stay stabilized in the old patterns in the same old way because she doesn't need me to do that anymore. Yes, please take a moment to absorb that. Divine Masculine was holding the mirror for the energies inside of Divine Feminine, where she felt not good enough, where she felt not worthy, where she was self betraying. where she wasn't showing up for herself, where she didn't feel good enough, all of those things, but it's all okay. None of us had the roadmap for this. Like I've said, it goes back to that core wound when we fell and we had no information on how to learn to do these things in our system. So we've spent this time learning how to do it. This is what we came to do for ourselves and also to help create those new interdependent unity consciousness, unconditionally loving new templates and ways of being while the other energies are still transmuting in the collective on the planet. We are doing both simultaneously, taking down the old and building the new. But we wanted to do this with compassion and as much gentleness as possible. So we are building the new templates while the old are still there. Instead of having a total collapse of everything, we chose in compassion to do them simultaneously. And this is how the masculine and feminine collectives are working together, loves. This is how we've been working together. And those of you that identify as twin flames and divine counterparts and have gone through these deep level initiations, it's because at a soul level you chose to come here and support these within the planetary energies for the entire collective. But all you have to do right now is stabilize and do that within yourself and then share it externally how you are called. Okay. But as you stabilize divine feminines, you are signaling to the masculine, he no longer has to carry those heavy energies. This is why chasing the divine masculine, focusing on the divine masculine, and thinking that he has to change things in order for divine feminine to move forward is why we are guided to continuously go back into the internal energies and focus internally on balancing and harmonizing our own internal masculine and feminine energies. Inner union is a main key to outer union. Okay. Without that inner union coming into harmony, it's not about it being perfect all the time. This is the process. But if that's the goal, you're coming into that, that's your focus. Now you're signaling to masculine, okay, now he can start working on his. He doesn't have to actually keep focusing on you and what you're needing him to trigger you with. He can start to unravel out of his karmic situations, patterns, relationships, stories, and energies because divine feminine is strong enough to allow him the space to do that because he was strong enough to allow her the space to go through her transformation. Okay, loves. So, divine masculines, thank you so very much for continuously holding your space. And I'm so excited that this is happening in the larger planetary collectives. If you're not in this exact alignment, in this exact moment, that is all okay. We are all working on this in our own divine timing. But there is enough of these energies stabilized now on the planet that there is a larger beacon being ignited for the overall divine masculine collective to go into their next steps and stages of their own transmutation and transformation into his true energies and essences and authenticity in his own way. What I was also shown is that divine feminine works her process from the higher energies down, her intuitive energies, and works it down into the physical body, right? Down into the lower chakras, into the root chakra, into the earth. And as divine feminine is more stable and safe within those lower chakras in the earth, and she's learning to become very comfortable within those energies, harmonizing them with her intuitive higher spiritual energies and harmonizing those equally as she's working on that internal masculine and feminine, they all harmonize together, the four directions, right? As that is happening, it does create that space to allow the masculines to move up from those lower earthly chakras into their own higher energies, learning and working with tapping into their heart in new ways, working with their emotions, their voice, their intuition, and being able to be freed from all of the blind spots that they have been receiving or experiencing. Okay. So I did feel like there was something else I just wanted to share. So give me one moment. I want to recenter back into that energy. Let's actually go ahead and pull some cards because there was a lot that was coming in with this morning. And I know it'll come through if it's meant for you to hear today or tomorrow or in the near future. But I just want to open up to the most important messages for the collective here on the channel. Here's some confirmation, right? As divine feminine is very much more stabilized and balanced in her earthly ways, balanced in her emotions, balanced in her passions, and she's really beginning to stabilize and move forward in the physical world. This is allowing divine masculine to open up into those higher chakras, reconnecting with his heart and calling in his higher self energies. There's more to this. I can feel it very deeply in my own system right now. Just give me a moment. Divine masculine wants to share something. Okay. All right. As divine feminine is stabilizing, not chasing, not running, not doing it for the masculines, but just standing in her own, in her union and in her harmony. This actually allows the masculine to go into his next steps and stages. This may become uncomfortable for the masculines, okay? Because it's going to create a shift internally. Yes, that's what I was saying. As the feminines are bringing it into the earth, what it's doing, what I was shown is it actually starts a process in the energetic connection within the heart, shared heart space, whereas feminine's heart is ready to be open and neutral and surrendered to that inner union. What this does is it starts to unravel and open the heart space in a new way internally for the masculine. And what I was shown was that it starts to open internally, where the feminines was more external to getting into the deeper layers, to the core wound. It actually, with the masculine, seems to be, this is what I'm being shown, is that it actually starts to open internally. And this is where and why much more of their process happens in a very quiet internal nature that is not seen or expressed until later on when they're ready to be more fully embodied in the physical world. So a lot of this is happening unbeknownst to many. I feel even parts of it are happening inside of masculine, divine masculine. And he, through this process, is where he learns to trust himself. This is where he reaches a pivot point of strengthening his own energy and connection with divine source internally and our in with our highest source creation. Okay, however divine masculine connects with highest power, source, God, creator, is what is going to begin to open in new and gorgeous ways for the divine masculine collective. And this is going to allow their process of transformation to occur in new and deeper ways. So, because divine masculine's process is going to look different than divine feminines, as you're stable, as you're mastering your own emotions in the collective, you may really begin to experience new connections in different ways with masculines. Masculines, you've known, this can be family, friends, your divine masculine counterpart. It can just be any masculines in the collective in general. You may start to have new experiences where masculines are beginning to open up to you in new and vulnerable ways. Okay. Because they're going to detect in your energetic field that they are safe to do this with you. Okay. So I'm bringing this to your awareness so that if and when it happens, you know that it's simply just about you holding that safe space to allow them to sort through it and come through it in their own way. If you feel intuitively guided to offer supports, follow that intuition, follow what feels correct. But know that it's not about you needing to do anything other than be present, stable, grounded, focused on your internal union. Strengthening and embodying your inner union is what is allowing these next steps and stages. But these masculines are possibly going to hit points where they are going to want or need a safe space to come and share and talk and connect with a feminine or another masculine, depending on the dynamics. But having people with their aura and their energetic field ignited with these inner union codes is going to send a beacon. They're going to come. This is what's coming through right now. Okay. So allow that to integrate in whatever way works for you. Okay. But know that this is because you're holding those true inner union codes in your field, and it is going to create a safe space for others where you have created that for yourself. This is why it is so, so deeply, incredibly important to work with those inner union energies first and foremost. And it's okay if you have a situation that comes up where you're not fully stabilized yet. Do your best. And then also understand that that situation was sent to you so you could strengthen and stabilize your energies. We can't know what we don't know till we know it. Being present and allowing ourselves to have these experiences is what is going to allow more transformation for all. Okay. It's not about hiding and hermiting away all of the time. Yes, please take your time to do that when needed, but also it's okay to be out in the world and allowing your skills and your experiences to come into play for the collective. It's not about it being perfect. It's not about every single part of us being stabilized perfectly within this. It is, however, about using the results of all of the work that you've been doing. Allow yourself to drop those results in. Start to practice with them in the world. Allow yourself to receive the experiences so that you can share the results of all of the wisdom and amazing gorgeousness that you have gained in the world. This is why yesterday's video was so imperative and important for those of you here. I'm going to drop that in the comments and in the description box. Receiving results, allowing yourself to receive those results and then share them out in the world and how you're called. It can simply just be you being in your presence in spaces where you're guided to be. And if you are called to be places that you didn't expect to go, trust it. If you're trying to go someplace or do something and it keeps getting blocked, trust that too. Your natural protections are coming into play. Okay. There's also a very beautiful divine timing that is getting aligned within all interactions, because now that you're in a whole new frequency and energy, your energy is going to resonate or feel differently with people. And so they're going to have to be ready and able to receive what you're capable of sharing, right? So just trust that all of those things are getting worked out and aligned in the timing. Your only job is to be present and open to what is meant for you and what is in that highest alignment for you and whoever you're going to interact with. Okay. This is a beautiful, very, very important message. I am so happy that you're here with me. I would love to hear your feedback and your thoughts around this, what you've been experiencing, if you've already been experiencing this. And if you have any questions or any comments, I would love to hear from you. Let me know how you're enjoying the series, and I will see you tomorrow for day 11 of 22 days of inner union. Love you. Have a beautiful rest of your day, loves.